Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim. I'm very glad to have you in the second lesson. Today I'm going to continue on the rest question of the paper 2 of the IGCSE 0217 code of the Cambridge IGCSE Information and Communication Technology. Last time we stopped on document production. Today we are going to continue. So in question 6, the examiner said below the title, add the subtitle, draft report by, and add your name. So I have to add below the title, the subtitle, and adding my name. So this is the title. It's the beginning of the paragraph. So just click on enter, and here you can type your subtitle. So just I'm going to highlight this one, copy it, and you have to write it down in the exam. I'm going to paste it over here and write my name, Ahmed. And after that, the examiner said the style name TY subtitle has already been created and stored. It said apply this style to the text you enter in step 6. So I have to apply style TY subtitle on this text. Just highlight this text and open the file, the style manager from the home style. Click on this small arrow. It will open this dialog box and apply the subtitle for it, and also you can apply the title for the title here. This is how we can apply any styles. Just highlight, you can choose it from here, or you can open the style manager and choose it from here. So this is how you can deal with the styles. So in question 8 he say change the page layout so that the subheading global analysis and the following text displayed into two equal spaced columns with 2 centimeters spacing between those columns. So I have to just uh, make my document look like a magazine by just flip it, or just uh, make it look like this. This is the paragraph, the title, and the rest of the documents. So I have to just make it look like this. So just change the page layout. To do that, go to your document. I have to find the subheading that he mentioned. It's called global analysis, and to find this global analysis, simply you have to click on from your keyboard on Control and F. It will open this navigation, and we call it the finding navigation. To find something, just write it down here. I'm going to write global analysis, the first three letters, GLO, and it will highlight that everything starts with GLO on your document. Here it is, my global analysis. I find it. Just close this one, highlight from here down to the rest of the document to split it into two equal columns. And to do that, simply go to layout, and from the page setup area you will find here this is a column. Click on it. Don't choose two from here, click on more columns. It open this dialog box. From here you can choose two. Here you have 2, 3, left, right, and make sure it's 2 right here. And yeah, we have a spacing area, and if you remember that the examiner said 2 centimeter spacing between those columns, I have to put here 2 and click on OK. Now your document is supposed to look like this. So going back to the rest of the questions, in question 9 he said identify the 5 subheading in the document and apply the style TY subtitle to each one. So I have identified 5 subheadings and applying a TY style for those 5 subheadings. So simply go here, and subheading is the beginning of the new paragraph. So here global analysis is the beginning of a new paragraph in here. So it's a subheading, just highlight it, and from the keyboard keep pressing on the control from the keyboard to keep highlighting. Press the control and keep press it. Drag down to find the next subheading. Here we have business review is the beginning of a new paragraph. So this is business review is a subheading. Going down, you will find sales here. It's a beginning of a new paragraph. So it's a subheading. Going down, you will find charter also. It's a beginning of a new paragraph. Last, we will find conclusion. It's a beginning of a new paragraph over here. So by doing this, go to the style manager and apply that UI subheading for those styles. For those subheading, just click on it, it will apply automatically. Now we identify the pipe subheading and apply the style for it. Just drag this one a little bit down by click on enter. Now we can save the document by click on save. Going back to the next question, in question 10 he say locate the table in the document, sort the table into descending order of lengths in meters. So we have to locate the table first and sort a specific uh, column called lengths in meter into descending order. So this is what we're supposed to do, sort into descending order of a length of meter column. This is our table. I located. So this is the area that we wanna sort. Just highlight it, and from the home we will find this is an area of sort. Click on it. It will open this dialog box. Here, this is what you sort. I'm sorting the length in meter column. So it's length in meter and it's column 2. Here, the type of the sorting, descending or ascending. So this is ascending, this is descending. Click on descending and click. Before you click on OK, don't forget that you have a heading in here, heading, column heading, or row headings. This is, we call it a row heading. We have it, so this is not a data, this is the data. This is our data. The 1457 is the data, and this is the heading. So I need to tell the application that I have a heading on this highlighted area. Just click on header row and click on OK. It will sort the data into descending order from the biggest to the largest automatically. So this is how I can answer question 10. So in question 11 he said sort, insert the new row between Germany and United Arab Emirates and enter the following data into the row China 926. So I suppose to insert a new row between two row here, and I suppose to enter the specific data. You can do it in two ways. You can put the cursor in Germany and click on right click from the mouse and go to insert. Because I put the cursor in Germany, I supposed to insert a new row below Germany. It gives me this an empty row. I can insert whatever I need in here, or I can do it by click on here, put my cursor in United Arab Emirates and click to right click and go to insert. Now in this time I'm supposed to insert it above because I put my cursor in United Arab Emirates. So click on insert above to give you this. Now I'm supposed to put the data in here. China 926. Let me just double check on this. Yeah, China 26. And save this, and in the next question the examiner will say, he said apply the style TY table for this type. So highlight your table from the home, go to style, open the style manager and apply the table. For this table is supposed to look like this. So now because I can do a lot of things on my table. I can give it an border, for example, or borders. I can also fit it within my column. This is, I call it that column margin. If you take a look to this is my ruler. If you click in here and keep pressing, you will find your margin from the left. This is the left margin here. Click on it, keep click. It will give you this lines, show you that this is the margin of this column. I can fit this window. I can fit this table window it for this column margin by highlight it, right click, go to auto fit and make it auto fit to window. It's supposed to look like fit it exactly within the column margin. So let me click. It's supposed to look like this. Fit it exactly within the column margin. So, and even it's, if you have a text wrap, this is, we call it the text wrap. Let me just give it this color. This is, we call it the text wrap. We can make this text wrap disappear by just auto fit it this table by right click, highlight, first right click and go to auto fit and make it window. It's make the auto fit disappear. So this is how we can uh, control the text wrap and the alignment. So back to the question paper, he said make sure there is no data wrapped in the table, and we done this by the auto fit, and all the grid lines are displayed when print. And if you just go to print file, print, you see this is the grid lines, and we applying the grid line by highlight the table and click on border from the paragraph option and make it all border to give you this is, now there is no grid lines. If you go to print again, there is no grid lines. If you want to apply this grid line, just highlight the table and make it all borders. And if you go back again to file and click on print, you'll find this is the grid line showing when printing. So this is how we can answer this. And said make sure, he said all borders and data fit within the column, and we make it fit it automatically before. And there is a 6-point space after this table, so I have to put 6-point space here. I can just put the cursor in here, right click and go to paragraph, put my cursor here and go to paragraph, and in here I can just put 6-point space on paragraphs. I open it from here, click on this small arrow, and here you can give a 6-point space after and click on OK. Let me just do it. I can do it in another way also by just put my cursor in the next paragraph and right click from paragraph. I can give 6-point in here also before, because I put the cursor in here and click on OK, it will give me this space. So this is what I need. This is how you can add the 6-point space for the table. So this is how we can answer the table questions. And going to the next question. In question 13, he said format the first row of the table to be center line over the 3 column. So in my table, I need to format this one, make it center line over the 3 columns in here. To do that, highlight the first 2 rows, go to right click and click on merge cell, or you can do it in another way, just highlight, keep highlighting and go to layout. Here you will find merge cell over here from merging area. Click on it to merge the cell. You can make it center line by just highlight it and center it from here. Center it, and you can also give it a little bit space and make it a little bit here. And now it's center line over the C column. If we resize and increase the size, it's center line over those 3 columns. So this is how I can answer this question. Going to question 14, he say import the image sp02 yacht.png z.jpg and place it below the subheading charter. So we have a subheading called charter. We need to insert this image below the charter. So to do that, simply look for the charter, drag down a little bit to find the charter. Yeah, here it is. Highlight. You can put the cursor just in here at the beginning of the new paragraph because this is below the charter. Put the cursor in here and go to insert, and from picture you can insert any picture you want. You can insert a lot of things, shape, icon, smart chart, and a lot of things from here. So I'm looking just for this. I can browse it from the desktop, and in my work area here it is my picture. Just one click on it and click on insert. It will insert the picture in the place that to put the cursor on it. Now going back to the question, you say reflect the image so that the yacht point to the left. But now my yacht is pointing to the right, so I need it to be reflected to the left to be pointing to the left. To do that, just double click on the image to activate the formatting of the image. This is an area of formatting image. Now you can do a lot of things in here. Now I have to just look for the arrange area. From this arrange area you can rotate. This is a lot of rotate option. You can rotate it 90 degree to the right or rotate left 90 degree. You can flip it horizontally and you can flip it vertically. So if you just go over with the cursor on those options, it will give you the action. It will happen that I'm supposed to click on flip horizontally to point my left to the left, point my act to the left. So just click on flip horizontally. Now my act is pointing to the left. So this is how you can answer this question. And the next question, the examiner said, uh, format the image. So I need to do a specific format for the image. It's resized width of 6 centimeter with the aspect ratio maintained. So I need to format this image to resize 6 centimeter width, and height is supposed to be affected automatically because I use the aspect ratio, because the aspect ratio is control the width and the height sizing. Double click on the image. Here we have an area of sizing. You can resize from here. Click on this small arrow to open the advanced layout option. From this you can activate the aspect ratio from here. Click on aspect ratio and give a 6 point space here, 6 centimeter, and click on OK. It will give you this. So this is how my picture is supposed to look like. So uh, the picture itself is should align to the left column margin and at the top of paragraph started with the area charter. So my picture is pointed to the left margin because this is my margin, because I mentioned before, you can see it from the ruler here. It's aligned to the left and it start with a paragraph called Tawarayah Charter. It's automatically applied because I do the steps in the correct way. If you find any other uh, things like this, that means your your picture is not resize it correctly, because here we have the Warayacht. Where is the charter? It's in the other line. This is correctly wrong. So this is your picture supposed to look like. So in the next question, he said the text wrapped around the image, so I need to make sure my image is rounded with the text, wrapped with the text around. So just from this small box right here, you can just go over and click on square. This option gives you the text wrap. Click on it, and also you can control the text wrap by double click on the image, and here we have the text wrap option. Click on it and choose square. Give you text round it around the image, and it is start with a paragraph called the charger. So this is how your image supposed to look like. Don't forget to from time to time save your work to ignore any mistakes. So last question, in question 17, the examiner says spell check and prove the document. So I need to double check there is no any mistakes in my document, and we have two type of mistakes, grammarly and spelling mistakes. The one with the red is grammarly mistake, the one with the blue is spelling mistakes. I need to fix this by just click on review here, and from review you have spelling and grammarly in here. Click on it from proving. It will open this box. The one with the blue, we can just ignore it by click on ignore, or we can correct it from here, but it's a spelling, we can just ignore it. Any one with the red, you have to fix it. This is blue, we can ignore. This is red, we can fix it from those options. So let me just choose world trip, and meter is supposed to be look like this, and this is 40 meter. You can also choose this we can ignore it, ignore, and ignore. Now whenever you find this message, that means your document is fully proof checked. Now just click on OK. You will never find any red or blue lines again because your document is correctly proven. So after that, there is a make sure. So the examiner said there is the table is not split over the two columns, and if you take a look to my table, it's not split it over here. It's correctly in the margin of my column over here 2 centimeter, and over here also 2 centimeter. So there is no widow and orphan, and saying widow and orphan, this is what I mean by widow and orphan. Let me give you a quick example. This is an widow and orphan position. You have the paragraph heading and only the first line of the paragraph. This is we call it widow and orphan. It's a one line paragraph. This is totally wrong. It's supposed to look like this. 2 lines or more. This is not widow and orphan. If you will find one line, this is widow and orphan. And to control this, just Control A from the keyboard. Press on Control A. Now you highlight all over your document. Inside anywhere of your document, click on right click from the mouse and choose paragraph. It will open this dialog box. Click on line and page breaks, and make sure you are activate the widow and orphan control. This is make sure there is no widow and orphan. If you click on it, the application automatically going to deal with the widow and orphan, and click on OK. You will find your option, your documents look like this. You will find, you see here there is 2 lines. This is not widow and orphan. So this is how you deal with the widow and orphan questions, and there is no blank page. And if you see here, there is only 2 pages. This is page 2 and this is page 1. There is no any blank page, and styles are applied consistently. Also the spacing, so he mean by applying consistently, if you need to apply the style title in here, because this is the title, and I'm going to talk about the styles in another video, inshallah. So this is the title. So I'm supposed to apply the style title in here. If you open the style manager, you just highlight. Whenever you put the cursor on highlight, it's told you where is the style you are applying in this position. So highlight, this is title, this is supposed to be subtitle. I'm going to highlight it to show you. Highlight, this is subtitle. If I highlight global analysis, is supposed to give me subheading because it's a subheading. So highlight, it's a subheading. And if I click on the table, it's supposed to move to the table style because I apply the style table in here. So click on it, it give me the table, and so on. So this is how you are going to make sure you're applying the style consistently. And also the spacing, there is a space. I apply the spacing correctly for the styles and for the spacing asking for. So saving the document as the step I'm using in step 1 by click on file, save as, and browse my work area on the desktop, of course, and click here, and I have to make sure I save it in the format of Word document. Double check on this always, Word document, and it's supposed to save at the name broker. Save. Now the final work is supposed to look like this. So save, and it will ask you to print it in the exam. So by reaching this question, we finished from the document production, which is the Microsoft Word. And if you take a look in here, it's have a total of 24 mark. So I'm supposed to not lose any of this mark. So this is how you supposed to answer questions of the paper 2 0217 of a Microsoft Word document. This is Mr. Muhammad. I'm very glad to have you today in my lessons. Thank you very much. See you next time. Have a good time and bye bye.